Hey, and we're back. Creator Breakfast is back live after a short break. We'll call it a short break. How is everyone? How's everyone out there on YouTube tonight? We're going to get to the shout-outs in the comments, in the chat just in a second. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I wanted to come back last week, but we hit a technical hiccup, and not directly towards the stream, of course, but it was a technical hiccup in my content creation. So that happened last weekend. This time last week, I was all over the shop. But we're here today, so let's hit the shout-outs in the chat. And as always, we don't only give the mention, but we bring the comments up on the screen. So let's see who was here before the stream. Very first person to grace the pre-stream chat was the one and only Sweeney Dunstan, saying see you soon, popping by just to make sure that it's all happening for real. Power Rangers, Super Ninja Steel, Super Ninja was the best song, You're My Video. I don't know what that means. In the Garden and the Blessings is here, of course. Gem Station as well, all waiting in the wings. So let's just jump to where we go live. I'm going to jump to where we go live. And we had Kitty Love come in. Hi, Doug. First time on the stream. Welcome to the stream. It's your first time here. I know you're from Nick Nimmin Streams. I've seen you in the chat there, of course. Let's see who KTP Wrestling is here. If you want to know about anything WWE, KTP Wrestling is the channel you want. Let's see who else is here. Wandon Jazz is here as well. Welcome to the stream. He's commenting his own name, so that is awesome, just to make sure we know who you are. And make sure, because it's been a while, make sure you share this stream out, let people know. And if during the stream you think you're having a bit of fun, you're getting a bit of value, anything like that, make sure to hit that like button along the way. But just don't do it because I said so. Just anytime during the stream, when okay, let's drop the like. That's the place to be. And so for all you guys on the East Coast of the US, it's just gone 8 a.m. Eastern. So good morning, and this is Creator Breakfast. And I hope you come with your coffee. I'm sporting my Music Radio Creative Global Audio Family mug that I got recently from Music Radio Creative. That's Mike and Isabella Russell, of course. They stream every Friday night. Free Jingle Fridays, of course, about this time. Yeah, they go live. They were 24 hours ago. This time they were live on Mike Russell's channel, of course. That's where this mug comes from. So if you've got a coffee, tea, whatever your drink of choice is, pull it out. Make sure you've got that. If you're eating a cereal, a bowl of fruit, whatever it might be, you're having some bacon and eggs, whatever your Saturday ritual is, make sure you've got that with you. And we'll dive into the stream now, of course. What happens on Creator Breakfast is it's very informal. It's a creator hangout, but we also do Q&A, of course. So you can drop your questions in the chat, and that's what I will address during the stream. And we usually do a couple of segments. In the past, when we started doing this at the beginning of the year, we had a news segment where we talked about YouTube news, and we also talked about, did some live stream promotion. This week, we're not doing any live stream promotion. I haven't got anything organised or asked people to submit their live streams to me to promote, so we're not going to do that this week. So make sure that you get the word out, bring people in. We're hanging out this next hour or so. I expect that Nick Nimmon's probably going to go live around 9 a.m. Eastern, as he normally does. So once he's ready to go live, and we'll be out of here. And we'll all mosey on over to Nick's stream, of course. So let's see who else is in the chat, because the chat continues as I speak. That's how it works. So make sure you drop your questions. Anything you want to say, just drop it in chat. Where am I? And as of course, I'm on Ecamm and looking at all the chat. It is on our ITG and okay, Facebook. Cool. The In the Garden and the Blessings Facebook. I had to decode that for a second. And it's 8:01 p.m. in Malaysia. Yes. Malaysia's about 2 hours behind where I am. It is actually 10 p.m. here in Brisbane, Australia. So it's definitely not breakfast for me, but for you guys in the US, East Coast and whatnot, getting out of bed. Some people on the West Coast are probably still asleep, which is what I fully expect, especially on a Saturday. Who wants to get up early on a Saturday? Now, who's out and about, and who's with all this? A lot has changed since our last stream. We've got COVID-19, of course. A lot of people locked in, a lot of people not out and about as much as they normally would be. So where a Saturday would normally be busy with shopping and sport and different things that people do on a Saturday, outdoor recreation, for some people, they're stuck at home. So hopefully if you're stuck at home, that you're keeping entertained. I know a lot of people being entertained by YouTube, getting on. I'm getting a lot more views on my channel, and I suspect this because a lot more people are at home on due to COVID-19, stuck at home. I'm sure a lot of other channels are experiencing the same thing. Increase in views, which is always good. That's what we always wanted. It's a shame it had to come to a pandemic for that to happen. But hopefully we carry on and people have a new appreciation for the content that is on this platform, of course. And here we are. Houston Artie is on KTP Wrestling. It's been a while since I've done this. I need to have a sip of water for just a second. Let's power on through some of these chat messages. We'll get caught up. Of course, as people come in, we like to shout them out as well. Indigo that says, I found Doug back when he had trivia sessions. That was 2019 was the year of trivia, and now we changed it up. We're doing a Creator Breakfast this year. Adam's Exploits is here. Yes, he's on the East Coast, and he's got his coffee, or he needs a coffee. I reckon if I just got up, I'd want a tea or a coffee or something as well. Here's NLTMW, just over from Miss Eileen's Twitch stream, of course. Never let the machines win. Welcome. Thanks for coming on over. So you're still in Mexico? Guess it could be worse than staying. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got to. If you're going to ride out a pandemic, I think a nice warm place like Mexico is probably a good place to do it. All right. Scrolling through, just seeing, here we go. This is China's back. How are you going? Any new news when we can stream with the Insta1R? I haven't heard anything about Insta1R. It's very quiet on the Insta1R front for me anyway, though I haven't seen anything coming up. Here's Donna. Donna's in the house. Hi chat. Hi Donna. Neil's here, Urban Explorer. What's going on here? I have no idea what's going on here. If you'd like to tell me, then we can get on with it together. And a bit of back and forth. Why isn't Nick doing one tip trivia? That's a good question. That's a question for Nick because I have no idea. That was Nick and Dee's thing. Obviously, Dee's in Mexico. Nick is back in Thailand. So Nick's streams have morphed since the beginning of March into a sort of creator hangouts and questions and answering YouTube questions. And so it's still the same value, and you're getting answers to YouTube questions over there on Nim and Live. But now he's bringing in, instead of just having D and him answer the questions, he's bringing in other knowledgeable, mind you, content creators and YouTube experts. Like 1 week, Daryl Eves, Daryl Eves is hanging out. You've had Cody Warner hanging out. You've had Roberto Blake, Brian G. Johnson, Daniel Batal, Andrew Can from TubeBuddy. Who else has been on there? Luria from Live Streaming Pros and David from Live Streaming Pros on different occasions, of course, and many, many more. Owen Video over the last month or so. I don't know how many weeks it's been going on, but yeah, always value, always, you never know who's going to be popping past Nick Nimmin stream. So it's changed. It's like it's an evolution. Who was around Nick's streams back probably like 2018, 2017 before I started doing the streams with D. That were a different thing again. They were just like straight up, hey, I'm sitting at my desk answering your YouTube questions. Very, very simple, very basic, and it's just expanded. So I'm just carrying on now. We'll hit back in the chat in just a second. Just making sure everything's in order here. Here we go. And I need to get myself situated here. Where are we? I'm missing all the comments in chat, so I want to go back to where I was up to so I can answer questions if they come up. Here we go. Do I have a BRB screen? I don't have a BRB screen. Anybody want to make a BRB screen for me? No, I'll probably no, I've got one. It's all good. It's all good. It's been a couple of months since we've done the stream, so I'm a little bit rusty on the old Ecamm Live here. Is where all my buttons are. All right, I'm going to pull up a screen real quick, just to. Oh, is that the one? I'm going to go press buttons, and I can't read the picture on the Stream Deck buttons because my eyesight is failing me today. That's not the one. That's not the one either. Bear with me. It's not there. It's not there. Okay. 1 second. All right, I'm back. I was going to put up a BRB screen, but I just had to lean over and pick something up. Okay, let's hit the chat. Let's hit the chat. Donna says, I noticed with the pandemic, Tubers drama has escalated. Oh, really? 6 to 8 hour live streams, cursing at other YouTubers. Really? Every day. I'm glad I'm not in those communities. Yeah, I agree. That's mental. Like I'm not into that. I'm not into the drama. I want to get into stuff. The communities, the live streams I hang out in, and none of that. So yeah, that's a shame. I'm disappointed. Disappointed, YouTubers. Disappointed. Nick says it's because most people he gave tips to while looking at channels weren't changing anything. Yeah. That would be the channel review portion. So they're not currently doing that, but a lot of the other things like the Q&A and the tips are still happening. That part's happening, but it's been delivered in a slightly different way. Here we go. Swindusson, y'all had any good rumors to put to rest about 2021 YouTube's going to... Oh, that old chestnut. I've heard nothing, and anybody I've talked to who's in the know has heard nothing either. So, yeah, I think one of these channels, I don't want to get into what Donna was just saying is bad-mouthing YouTubers, but there are certain channels out there that put out misinformation, which is disappointing, so I'm not going to name them, but they know who they are because they're the ones doing it. But they put out misinformation about YouTube or make up stuff or read something into a statement YouTube's made that isn't actually there, which happens all the time. We had a lot of that last year. YouTube makes a statement, puts something out, and people twist it. So no more twisting of the YouTube words is what I say in 2020. Let's move on. Kitty Love, coming here to learn more about growing YouTube channel. Well, we do touch on that. If anybody's seen any of my recent videos, which have been few and far between, I do apologise. Well, I did put one out at the beginning of this week, so that's good. About 4 or 5 days ago. So last couple of videos have been on StreamYard because I have been. I'm now a partner with StreamYard in sharing about StreamYard on the internet. So I've just been doing a few tutorials on StreamYard. So that's what I've been doing. They've been doing quite well. Live streaming has blown up since the pandemic started. So I think you need to lean into opportunities, and the opportunities is to talk about and help people out with live streaming. And so that's something that I'm doing. And there we go. And I heard the tune. I love Ecamm now has the sounds for the thing. Thank you, Miss Eileen. Donated $5 for a super chat. Thank you very much. And when I get further down the chat window, that'll come up. But I do have the alert, which is right there. So for the now, that shall suffice. I shall pull it up again right here. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, Donna. Flagging, doxing. Yeah. You got to keep yourself protected. And I think sometimes people go in and cause drama. It just attracts attention to themselves, and then somebody takes it too far, and then that stuff ends up happening to those people who are being toxic, or to those they're being toxic too, which is a shame. Video creators. Tim was around then. I'm not sure that was referring to. You met Nick, D and Nick in 2019. Excellent. I met them for the first time in person in 2019 at Vid Summit last year in October. So, I've known these guys online for quite a few years, but met them in person for the first time at Vid Summit. And, of course, Neil, Urban Explorer in the chat, was also there. Let's see what we've got here. Tim on Video Creators has been around a good while. Did you mention that channel? Yeah. Tim Schmoyer at Video Creators. Very good channel. I think I was watching Tim Schmoyer before I was watching Nick Nimmin and Brian G. Johnson, all those guys. So he was probably one of the first YouTube educators. I was like trying to figure out how YouTube works. I was watching him first, for sure. Urban Explorer Neil says, I downloaded Slobs for Mac and it runs perfect for me. Yeah, I've downloaded it and I've booted it up, but I haven't had a good play with it yet. So it's on my to-do list. One of the videos I have in the works is a live streaming rundown of all software on the Mac, services and software that you can use for live streaming. And I'm going through, I've found obscure ones you've never heard of, and I'm going to narrow them down to a short list and then talk about the pros and cons of each and which ones I end up recommending at the end. That's what I'm going to do. Sort of a bit of a primal video style video, but with my own thoughts and my own conclusions and my own presentation. And as we saw, Miss Eileen came in there. Hi everyone. Let's. Neil says, I curse at YouTubers every day and I always tell them straight. Yeah, Neil keeps it real. I can tell you, I've seen Neil in Facebook and different places. He keeps it real for sure. And McDonald's French fries in the stream. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. And here is that super chat. And it says, it's a super sticker. Character holding their head in their hands saying, you are my number one. They got some the way that they describe the GIFs on the super stickers. It's really funny. It always makes me laugh. Let's see who else is in here. Kobe talks about wrestling, another wrestling channel here. Wrestling. How was WrestleMania this year? It was very different. I didn't watch it, but yeah. Not like they could have a 100,000 seat auditorium in the middle of a pandemic. They did what they had to do. Indeed. All right, where are we? Sweeney says, nothing wrong for being a little nutty. That's good. Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel Super Ninja. That's a mouthful. What is the best music for my channel video? All right, this is what I use. I use music from two places, and mostly from the second place. The first place is YouTube Music Library, which is in YouTube Studio. You can go over to the left-hand side, go to the halfway down, and you'll see Audio Library or YouTube Audio Library. I get audio music for that. That's where I started. I use that on some of my other channels as well. But what I use Epidemic Sound is what I use for the music that I use on this stream. For example, at the beginning of the stream, use Epidemic Sound. Let's have a look. I'll drop my Epidemic Sound stuff in the chat here. So there's Epidemic Sound. So that should be dropping in the chat, I believe. There it is. Yes, there it is. So I use Epidemic Sound myself. I think it's really solid music. They're always adding new music. One other service that I would recommend checking out if you're after more contemporary music is one called Licked. They're based in the UK, and they license on a per-use basis contemporary and popular music. So say you heard a song on the radio, you might be able to license it through Licked. So that's another one to go and check out as well. But for me, I use Epidemic Sound. So I can vouch for that, and I can vouch for the YouTube Music Library because they're the ones I've used. There are some other good ones out there, but I haven't used them, so I can't vouch for them. You've got Artlist and I've forgotten the rest, Soundstripe. See, because I don't use them, I don't remember what they're called. All right, where are we? So that answered that question. Stream Elements app for Mac. I didn't know they'd come out. I thought it was still Windows only. I'll have to check that one out as well. Neil says, I've tried a few, but even Ecamm, but when one of the lucky people who's never had a problem with slobs, so I've been waiting a long time for this. Good old slobs. It's a love-hate relationship with Streamlabs. That's not the one I clicked on. There we go. Donna says it's all sectors. Cooking, trucking, knitting. List goes on. I stay away from drama. Absolutely. It's crazy how lives have 1,000+ people. Wow. Super chat non-stop. Drama on YouTube. It gets the views. That's the unfortunate thing. People are attracted to drama, and while they're dropping super chats on drama, it's just what, I guess that's what it comes down to, human nature. I think that's what it is. Human nature. So, gee. All right, where are we? Oh, here we go. Neil. Elemis is the one I've tried. I love the Ecamm, but Slobs is free, so saving pay for Epidemic Sound. Absolutely. I have a mixed bag. Like I got Ecamm when it was still a one-time purchase, so I've been grandfathered in for Ecamm. And a subscriber on the channel, they may or may not be watching the stream, of course, but Prudence Kendi, Kenya, just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Although you probably don't, if you're watching the live stream now, drop a comment in the chat so I know you're here. Otherwise, thank you anyway if you're watching the replay. That somebody happens to be subscribing. Now, who's found that their subscriber rate's gone up since the pandemic as well? My views have gone up, but my subscriber rate has more than doubled in the last, since late February, early March. It's just sort of increasing. So, well, at least in the last 28 days, according to my dashboard. So, thank you again. I'd say it's a mix of me having all my content out there, it being evergreen, and more people watching, of course. So it's a win-win. Win-win. And I'm catching up with, I think Slobs works well for some, and some it just doesn't work. Yeah, I know Nick and Dev had a bit of a love-hate relationship with Slobs in the past, especially in the studio there. Some weeks it's working. Windows doesn't update, something breaks, or Slobs doesn't update, something breaks. So it's a mixed bag. So Eileen says, my views are Scrubs of Sky. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm getting green all round on my things, and my last 3 videos have been trending in first, second, or third spot at the same stage on my last 10 videos. So I'm getting good things happening to my newer videos as well as some of my good performing videos from the past. So that's always good. So, yeah, if you've got questions of any, whether it's YouTube questions, if I know the answer. Look, if I don't know the answer, I'll say I don't know the answer. But if I know something that I can share, I'll share it. If you want to ask about live streaming, don't ask me too much about in-depth on cameras. I have my lowly Logitech C930E, soon to be replaced by my Panasonic Lumix FZ1000 as soon as my Elgato Camlink comes in the mail. It's on back order. Anybody tried to get live streaming equipment and found that it's hard to get right now because everybody out there is getting webcams and Elgato Camlinks and DSLRs and mirrorless cameras so they can live stream on Zoom or have meetings on Zoom, live stream on YouTube, Facebook. Because they're at home, they've got nothing else to do. They're going to live stream, or they're going to have a virtual meeting, have a virtual. I don't know. What are they meeting about? I know some people are doing work-related things on Zoom, but some people are just catching up with relatives, which is great because they can't go visit them. And some people are having like games nights with their friends who are across town. They can't go and play D&D or board games or card games. They're playing online games instead. So, let me know what you might be doing online to entertain yourself during the pandemic, if you've been locked in, of course, or this is what you do anyway. So let me know in the chat as well. Let me not lose my place. I don't want to lose my place. Lily Tree is in the house. Welcome back. It's good to see you here again. Sweeney Dunstan just uploaded a 5K special today. Definitely moving fast lately. Yeah, that's nice. 5Ks. Yeah, every time if I blink too soon, I'm going to be hitting 4K very soon. So let's see. So it's good that everyone's performing well at the moment. Urban Explorer, my views have gone boom. Subs took a while to take off, but over the last few weeks, yeah. I found the views. It was the views first, but then the subs started ticking over as well, especially in the last month or so, I think. Kitty Love says, I don't think I will collab with other YouTubers in the future because sometimes they just want to pretend to be a friend and take us for granted. They just want money. Yeah, I think when it comes to collaborations, like I haven't done a lot of them. Most of my collabs have been live streams actually, where I've had D Niman on my live stream. I've been on D Niman's live stream once or twice, I think. So just that sort of thing. I haven't done like a video collab as such. Although me and Dee did also do a handoff where we talked about 2 different parts of the same subject. So we were making a video at the same time. So we made sure we added a part at the end to push people to each other's videos. So it wasn't like a full collab, but it was just like a reciprocal, hey, Doug's talking about this part of the issue, and I said Dee's talking about this part of the issue. It was to do with live streaming on mobile. So that's the closest I've come. But for collaborations, I want to know who the person is. I don't want to just sort of. I don't want to do like a. I see people out there on social media and different things picking up collabs with any random person who's willing to put their hand up and say, "Yeah, I'll collab with you," and you don't know who they are. You don't know are they. If they're a gamer, are they playing the same game as you? Are they playing the same style as you? Is their channel complementary to your channel in regards to it's going to make sense to your viewers, to their viewers, things like that. But sometimes I feel it feels a bit icky to me when people are looking for collabs from just random people, because it's like they're trying to pick up at a bar, if you know what I mean. So yeah, a little bit icky for me. I don't know why I went off on that tangent. I have no idea. What lives are on following yours today? Hopefully, let's do a check. That's a great segue to do what I do here and refresh YouTube and see what's scheduled. Now, the interesting thing, I don't see a scheduled live stream from Nick Newman yet. Usually by this time, he'd be ready. He'd be going live in like 35 minutes, like on the hour at 9 a.m. Eastern. So I don't see that he's scheduled a live stream yet. So that's interesting. I don't know. Usually what you find is, what is the date today? What is the date today, phone? Okay, it's the 9th. Who else is scheduled for the 9th or early morning 10th on my system here? Usually Video Influencers goes live around, I think it's like a midday Eastern. No, it's about 1 p.m. Eastern, I think. Most Saturdays now. They don't have a schedule yet. So what's coming up? I'm not quite sure at the moment. We're going to wing it, play it by ear. I don't see a pre-scheduled Nick Newman stream yet, so we'll see what happens. I haven't heard that it's not on, unless something's on Twitter and I haven't seen Twitter in the last couple of hours. But we'll keep checking in on that as the stream goes and progresses. If the stream's coming up, I'll certainly shout them out because we want to keep this live stream day rolling, as they say. All right, where are we? Amazon's pretty much shut down. I know we're getting slower shipping here in Australia for Amazon Australia, but I think they're still rolling on. They're still fulfilling. I think they're just trying to take it easy. And at one point in some places in the world, I don't know, I think that might have been the case in the US as well and the UK, where they were only sort of focusing on what people really, really needed, the essentials, to get those out quickly. And then other orders sort of took a back seat to get fulfilled a little bit, later on. So, all right. Doug, can you explain, how do you know your video is trending? Plus, how could you get your content trending? I am not an expert on trending by any means. I've never had a trending video. I'm going to pull up my YouTube app on my iPhone. As we'll go to the home screen here. I don't know if that's the best one. Maybe we'll do the desktop version. Desktop version. Let's go home, because they've made some changes. Let's have a look. Digital Tools of Trade is just subscribed. If you're in the live stream, make sure you let me know. Otherwise, you're probably just out there watching a video and subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. I'll put it out there anyway. Let's go to the screen where I show my screen capture. There we go. Okay, screen capture. This is my home screen on YouTube. As you can see, there is still a trending section here. From the home screen, you got homes, trending, and subscriptions. Now, if you click on it, like I don't ever look at trending, to be honest. So this has been a while since I've actually looked at trending myself. But you can see within trending, there's like this general list here, which might be just everything. But then you can go specifically into stuff like music, gaming, news, movies, fashion, and beauty. Why only those? I have no idea. A channel I know recently got into trending, who's just like your average channel. I think he's about 80,000 subscribers at the moment, but he was a little bit less at that point. Was Greg from Greg's Gadgets. He had his recent a video on one of the recent Mac releases go into trending. It's probably not there anymore, and I don't think there's a specific tech section either. So it just showed up in this general list here. How that happens, you just the metrics are a mystery because YouTube don't share them as to how to get into trending. But you obviously got to put a video that a lot of people start watching off the ball. So it's like getting not only into suggested and getting recommended out a lot, but it's like that on steroids. So it's doing the same sort of thing, but actually going beyond that. So you got to make a super good video that people start watching, they like it, it's very shareable. There's a lot of sharing going on trending videos. They're getting shares. So yeah, let's look at that for an example. Let's look at this one. A gold Apple Watch underwater for 9 months. Can I fix it? Jerry rig everything. This is in trending. I'm not going to play the video.
What's the key?
I'm going to scroll down and let's see. Can't see how many times it was shared. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Look at the likes. 70,000 K likes. It's had 1.4 million views. It's been shared 63 times on Facebook. More than 20 times mentioned on Twitter. I think that must be a hard limit of 20, but so it's beyond 20 shares. So obviously in social media, it's been shared a lot. So it's bringing people in from outside the platform. So all these things factor into trending. And obviously the video metrics, which we can't really see the video metrics beyond what some of these TubeBuddy video analytics is telling us as well. So yeah, a lot of engagement, like over 4,000 comments on that. It's only been out for... It came out May 8. It's been out for like just under 24 hours, and it's got all this activity on it. So that's definitely a big factor on trending. So you can talk about lots of things. I'm not a channel growth expert by any means, so but all those things are factors. Let me jump back to subscriptions, and no Nick Nimmin channel up there yet. I just need to move this so I can get back to Ecamm. How do I get back to Ecamm? I press the button here. There we go. We're back on Ecamm. You can see me. I need to get rid of this Chrome browser so I can see the chat. So yeah, that wasn't a very good answering how to get in trending because I have no idea. But it's all those factors and more. Because YouTube don't say, hey, if you do this, this, and this, we're going to put you in trending. So there's a lot of factors. It's got to be getting like a lot of traffic. It's got to be ticking the boxes on audience retention, on click-through rate. It's got to be ticking the boxes on shareability. Prices of webcams are 3 times the price they were in February. Yeah. Fortunately, I got my Elgato Cam Link on back order at the normal retail price. So I just have to wait for it to come into stock, which they do tell me it's going to be sometime in May. So hopefully I'll have it by the end of the month. And I'll be live streaming in crispier camera than this thing. We'll say crispier. I just watched YouTube and playing video ideas all day and doing school online homework. Yeah, got to keep going, keep doing what we're going to do. We've all got commitments, whether it's schoolwork, our own full-time jobs, meeting a content creation schedule. There's all sorts of commitments that we have. Family commitments, of course. Smashination Productions official. Change channel name up slightly there. I haven't seen you for a while either. Welcome. Okay, Adam has a question. Doug, have you heard whether YouTube will be bringing back the go-to channel option with the 3 dots on the live streams? It really makes it difficult to recommend others YouTube. That's it, because you can say, hey, go follow this person, click on their name, click on the link, and go to their channel and check them out. But you can't do that now. YouTube, I've heard nothing about this apart from everybody else saying, does anybody else know what's happened? Big people in the niche, like Nick Nimmin, they don't know what's going on. YouTube have not made any public statement about it that I'm aware of. So it's all mysterious as to why that's disappeared. The only logical thing I can think of as a possible reason they got rid of that is they're trying to impede like growth streams or something. I don't know, like go subscribe to that person, go subscribe to that person in the stream. Hey, let's go type nonsense that's out there on YouTube. Maybe it's to impede that. I can't think of a logical reason why they would take it away other than they wanted to stop some sort of sub for sub thing going on. But that's probably not high on their priority list. So there must be another reason, which I don't know. So I think somebody, Miss Eileen or somebody, ring up Tom from Creator Insider and say, hey, what's the deal with those the go-to channel option on the live streams? So if we can get an answer on that, if I find out, I'll be dropping that knowledge anywhere I can. Hopefully on one of these live streams, I'll drop that for sure. We'll talk about it. If I have an answer, I'll let you know. YouTubers should be selective to who you do collaboration with. You might not want their audience coming to your channel. Well, that's true. Their audience might be a bad fit for your channel. They might just come over, give a token, subscribe, but not watch your videos. Different things like that. You want to have somebody who has an audience that is tightly similar to the content you're doing. So ideally for me if I want to focus, say I focus my channel just on live streaming, for example, then it makes sense that maybe I would interact with or do a collab with someone like Live Streaming Pros or somebody else in the live streaming, like Ross Brand, Live Stream Universe, something like that. If I do a lot of mobile creator content, obviously D Nimmin would be the one, I'd want to collab with D Nimmin. Like, why wouldn't you? So, yeah, the audience is an important factor with collaborations. Is joining challenges another good way to interact with positive turnouts today? Is 5920. There's some good challenges out there. Some of them are more just like a motivation to get you in like a habit, vlog every day in April, or vlog every day in August. What's it called? Vita. Yeah. Vlog every, not that, there's a lot of channels out there. It's like, okay, vlog every day. That's a commitment. It might be above and beyond your normal content thing, but some challenges can be beneficial. I don't go in a lot with challenges and stuff, but there's some good ones out there. So I think you just have to find ones that fit you and beneficial to maybe your niche or beneficial to your workflow. If it's like a Vita sort of thing, where I can commit to doing it daily, every day in April, every day in August. So yeah, apart from that, I'm not knowledgeable on a lot of the different challenges that are out there, but I know they're out there. Obliterator is in the house. What app are you using? If you mean to live stream, I'm currently on a Mac, so I'm using Ecamm Live. If you want to know more about Ecamm Live, I'll drop a link in the chat for you for Ecamm Live. You can go check it out a little bit more. So if you have a Mac, I recommend it. If you've got a Mac, for sure. It's my go-to. I'm using Ecamm Live. My other live streaming software of choice is, of course, StreamYard for when I'm doing interviews and talking to people. That's my go-to. So I use both. In the OTR, Driver Life, welcome to the stream. In the US, Amazon is still going pretty strong. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there won't be any issues there. It's just making sure you're looking after your workers and a greater demand that they're having for their services right now. So it's probably just causing delays more than anything. I think that's their biggest issue, is just the amount of stuff that they've got to send out. Digital tools of the trade. That's not the one I clicked on. G'day, everyone. How's it going? Sweeney does. I can't. US. Is it like one of those where you go to the product that says this product isn't currently available because we're trying to optimize for essential products or whatever? Yeah, we don't get that so much in Australia. I think we're over the curve and coming out of the curve now. We're starting to open up. Like I went to the shops today and there was a lot of people. They're limiting numbers in stores and doing the whole social distancing thing, but there's a lot more traffic on the road. I could tell you it was like the first few weeks here. It was like I drove to work and the roads were very quiet, but now it's starting to pick back up again. We're getting so few cases now in Australia that they're not even reporting the numbers because they're so low. And in some states, they're just getting day after day of zero new cases. So we're starting to open up again here in Australia. We're some of the first parts of the world to come out of COVID. And we're coming out in stages, and they're monitoring everything as we go. I don't know why I got onto that. Okay, back on the challenges here. Is joining challenges or other playlists on the same lines as doing collaborations a positive way to grow with others and interact? Pros to that, some with hashtags. I'm not a big fan of hashtags on YouTube. Like, obviously they're useful, particularly on Instagram and Facebook and different places, Twitter, wherever you like to use hashtags. The way YouTube's implemented hashtags, in my opinion, is basically taking people off your videos, because the only place you see a clickable hashtag is right above your title. And if somebody goes, "Oh, that's a clickable hashtag," they click on that, they're gone from your video, and they're off looking at another search list of videos with that matching hashtag, which is fine if it's at the end of the video. But if they come at the start and then go, "Oh, let me click on that," and then go on it, they've left your channel. You can't send them to another one of your videos because that hashtag, unless of course those hashtags are so obscure and just your hashtags, like maybe your channel name or something like that, and where if they click on it, they'll just see your videos or mostly your videos. That could be useful, but so I don't use hashtags on my videos, so I don't touch it at all. Going back to playlists, collaborative, you can do the thing that's called like a group. What's it called? What's the actual name of it? It's like a collaborative playlist, where you can you create your playlist, and then people in your collaboration, you give them like permission to, as a creator, to add videos to that playlist. And so whoever's in your collaboration group, whether it's just you and another person or 3 or 4 or 5 channels, once that playlist is created, and they're given like permissions, they can actually go in and add their video in that playlist to that playlist, and then there's a playlist of all your videos in one place. So if you're doing a collaboration where you're all putting out a video on the same topic, where maybe one follows after the other or covering different aspects of the same subject, then that's probably a good way to use it. I've never used it myself, because I haven't been in a position to collaborate in that manner yet. But I think it's something that's interesting, and I'd be interested to see how well that works for getting cross-pollination of traffic between channels, as well as people to come through and watch every part of the series. That's been, every video has been done by a different creator, and then you've got a series. Well, I won't call it a series playlist, because you probably can't make them a series playlist, but they're on that playlist because you can't make a series playlist if it's got other people's videos in it. A series playlist can only have your videos in it. So I think there's something that's worth experimenting with, and I think it's something that's probably really quite powerful, and probably not enough people use it. So I think collaborations are probably, as a whole, are very underused on YouTube. And I think that that's probably, people need to do more of that. And I hear Tom from Creator Insider talking about collaborations quite a lot, and even on Twitter. So I think there's some value in collaborations if you can do it right. Just your Twitter trader. You didn't subscribe before. Oh, better late than ever, as they say. Skiptal. I thought that was an I. My eyes are failing me, as I said. Hi. Skiptal. Hello, Skiptal. Okay, let me get caught up here. How do you put a donation button? On YouTube, there's no such thing as a donation button, but what they're rolling out, and it's in beta still, so not many people have it, is what's called applause. Now, applause is basically a little button that sort of sits down there near the subscribe. It's in amongst with a like, dislike, share, along that section there. There's a little button called applause. It's like a picture of a hand clapping, and it's basically, if you click on that, you can give a $2 donation to the channel that you're watching. So then these will appear on, if the person has that activated on their channel, it will actually appear under all their videos. So you can click on it. Every time you do it, it'll drop $2. Obviously, there's that revenue split with YouTube. I think it's the same as a super chat. So it's like 70-30, I think it is. So 70 to you, 30 to YouTube. So it's the same breakup. Andrew Ken did a video on this a few months ago. He must have been in the beta trial or something. He had it on his channel on that actual video. And the odd thing is, I couldn't see it. If I watched this video, I couldn't see it. But other people could, and they showed me screenshots where they could see it. And it wasn't because of my country in Australia, because it is available in Australia, it was one of the available countries. But for some reason, I couldn't see it. So it was really odd, and I'm bumping my microphone. It was really odd, and it still hasn't been rolled out to people yet, but I know it's still in beta, and they're still testing it. But it's another avenue for people to support their creators. And you could be watching a video and you could submit multiple of them during the one video, so you don't have to just drop it once. You can just drop like $2, drop another $2. So if you want to give $10, you could drop it 5 times. So there's that's called applause, and that should be coming out at some point to everybody who's in the YouTube partner program. So keep an eye out for that. It should show up in your dashboard under monetization once they roll it out. They'll probably do a big announcement. But I haven't seen a lot of it. I think we talked about it a few months back in this stream, actually, as one of our news stories. And I want to keep going on the questions here, because I am falling a little bit behind. All right. And I was going to go to my phone, but I didn't go to my phone. What features or app are you using? This had the details of the video you just pulled up to see the tuber's shares. That side part was TubeBuddy. If you got TubeBuddy, I think it even works in the free version of TubeBuddy. If you've got the TubeBuddy plugin on your browser, next to the video, it'll show up what's called Videolytics, which will show you some basic analytics for the video you're watching. So whatever video on YouTube you're watching, it'll give you some analytics there. So TubeBuddy. If you want to know more about TubeBuddy, I do have a TubeBuddy button. There we go. I dropped it in the chat. If you don't know about TubeBuddy, you can go check out by the link that I just dropped. Feeling like the more a video is watched all the way to the end, they get up in trending. Well, that's one factor for sure. Absolutely. If you can get audience retention, a lot of people watching all the way through, then that's generally good for any type of more promotion, because it shows that a lot of people are watching to the end. So why not share it to more people? So that's what YouTube does. I feel like they were trying to stop sub for sub people for sure, but it does make things difficult for mods. Yeah, it's a complexity in live streams. If you want to direct somebody to somebody in the chat, say, hey, I want you to go check out such and such, and I want to go check out Sweeney Dunstan in the chat, does great Minecraft videos. But no longer can you just click and go to the channel. So it's like, yeah, adds complexity. You have to be prepared to shout someone out, I guess. You need to be able to go grab their channel link so you can share it in advance or something like that, which quite often you're not in a position, because you don't know you're going to do that. You don't know they're going to be in the chat. You might assume they might be in the chat if they're a regular, but you don't know they're going to be there. Donna says, YouTube got rid of that feature to stop sub for sub. Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I can think of too. Let's see. That's me sharing. Okay, there's a bit of discussion between people, so I'm just scrolling to see if I can find another question or get caught up. Hey, Tim's here. Here he is. Welcome to the stream. Sweeney at Q. I've seen a join button on channels. Join is for channel memberships. People like, Nick Nemon has channel memberships. He has a join button below his streams. I don't have it because I don't have memberships. They're supposed to be something that you get when you get to 30,000 subscribers. But as of recent times, since COVID kicked in, they were giving it out to certain channels that were doing a lot of live streaming, a lot of other things. So my friend Viper, who has a live streaming channel, it's only 1 point something subscribers, but has a main channel. It's about the same amount of subscribers as I have, and he got it on his live streaming channel, which has only got like 1.2k subscribers, but he got memberships on that because he live streams like multiple times a week. He's a live streaming machine. So I think they were targeting, and from what Roberto Blake said to him, was that they're giving it out to people who do a lot of live streaming to bolster some revenue for the creators, thinking about creators getting more revenue, which is really good. So channel memberships is a really good thing if you can get it set up and provide some really good value perks. Let's see. Sweeney says, the join button gives you a monthly paid subscription to a channel. Only monetized channels will have them. So add join buttons to the channel. As we were talking about, if you have channel memberships, that join button will appear once you've got it set up. So you'll get they'll let you know in the back end that, hey, you've got channel memberships. You can apply. You can set it up. Once you got it set up and they approve it, they turn the button on and it appears on videos. It doesn't appear on all platforms. If you've got an iOS device using the app, it doesn't appear in there yet. That is an Apple issue because of Apple wants a piece of the pie, like Super Chats. It took a while to get on iOS devices because Apple it goes through Apple's payment process instead of Google's payment process. So a Super Chat through there, Apple takes their cut, Google gets their cut, and then you get the rest. So everybody gets a piece of the pie if you Super Chat on iOS. All right, where are we up to? Super Dave is in the house. And Daniel Batal is here as well. I'm catching up on the chat really, really quickly. Yeah, and gaming channels get memberships at 1K subs. They still sometimes have to go chasing it. Like my friend Hybrid Steel, when he got 1K, he had to go say, hey, where's my memberships? I'm a gaming channel. And they said, oh, yeah, here you go. Where are we? Oh, his hairness in the house. For sure. There's a lot of haze going on, so I can skip through all this. And I'm at the bottom of the chat. Look at that. I've reached the bottom of the chat. There's no more questions in the chat for me. All right, it's getting heading that way. Does anybody see a scheduled screen for Nick Nemeth yet? Let me know. I'm checking on my phone now. I don't. No 30-minute warning or anything. No. It's a mystery. I don't have to rush to close. If you've got questions, we'll keep going. And I have one article to look at for YouTube News today. Nothing special, but I do have one article. Here we go. What's best, Patreon versus the channel memberships join button, or just do both? I reckon to focus on one thing, because I don't think it's probably a good idea to split like some members over on Patreon. Some of them prefer over on YouTube, and then you have to sort of, well, maybe they have a different set of perks, and then they've got whatever perks that YouTube let me do over here, different levels. Like, I reckon it's better to keep your members in one location where you can interact with them in one place. It's like having, you get memberships. You might have like a membership on your channel and maybe have a membership group in Facebook. Now, if you then went and had like a membership group in Facebook and said, oh, but we might also have one over here if you prefer Discord, then that starts splitting your audience where they can't have conversations with each other because some of them are over on Discord and some of them are over on Facebook in groups. So it's better to keep them all in one place, maybe interact with them a lot on your community tab and members-only live streams, things like that. However you provide those other perks, you can also direct them to just like a central location for member correspondence. I know Nick Nemeth primarily uses Facebook for his. D. Nimmin doesn't have a place per se, but he just does it on his channel purely. Nick Nimmin also had a Discord, but nobody uses it. So there's a Discord there, but we don't even promote it. Nick's not a big Discord fan anymore. So, Facebook's a place. But for your audience, there might be a logical place where you can once they've become a member, that you can have a place where they can meet and have conversations during the week outside of commenting on videos and the community tab. So you can do community posts and people can comment there. But until you do another post, people can't interact with each other. But on, say, a Facebook group, somebody can post a question and everybody can come in and answer a question or ask another question, or it's not all waiting on the person to, the channel owner to do their thing. So getting back off that rabbit hole of a trail there, the question is, I'd probably pick one or the other. I'd either do Patreon or do channel memberships. I wouldn't do both. That would be me. And I've lost my spot. There we go. Yes, I need new questions now. Here we go. All right. It's coffee time. It's getting towards 11 p.m. here where I am, but coffee sounds real good right now. If I have to start for a few more hours moderating live streams, I will be getting myself a coffee. Yeah, that's an interesting point too. That's an interesting point. I'd have it ready to go. If you wanted to keep everything off YouTube in case something happened to YouTube or YouTube channel, then maybe that's where Patreon's logical. But then Patreon, something will happen to Patreon instead. So it's like, So if you had your channel membership, so you got your payment location in one place, maybe you had your group discussions in a different place like Facebook. At least if something happens to one, you've got the other to keep in communication. D got to 90K. Cool. Did that just happen recently, or have I been under a rock? Awesome. 90K. He's not far off that 100K. He is. Yep, absolutely. I know it might not be a good idea, but something I haven't done for a while is when the Nimmin Live was about to start, I made myself a coffee because I knew I'd be moderating for at least 3, 4, 6 hours back in the day. It was only last year. So that would be, coffee at this time of night sometimes is beneficial. No problem, Donna. I'll do the best I can. Do kangaroos like Vegemite? Probably not. It's an acquired taste. He was just 30,000. I'm assuming that's D. Nick's channel has live for 100 popular. Oh, that's on the Nimmer. No, that's on Tubertools. That's a live stream on Tubertools. He might be sharing it over on his channel, but that's the 24/7 live stream that he has. It's got YouTube video ideas with 24/7 chilled music. It's been a while since I've popped in past that live stream. I'm sort of surprised it's still going, actually. It's been going for about 4 months now. All right, where are we? Pete Johnson's in the house. Studio live today. That's a nifty. I like that. I like that logo. Yeah, having a good weekend so far. It's a short one, only a 2-day weekend, as most weekends are. But last week we had a long weekend, and we had Easter before that. So I'm sort of preferring the longer weekends. All right, where are we? Oh, yeah, there's Sweeney just mentioning that. Just a few minutes ago. Woohoo. D, I know you're not watching because you're probably still asleep. Congratulations. We'll put it out there. Scaly Models. Hi from the UK. Welcome. Welcome to all my UK friends. I know Neil from Urban Explorer was in here earlier. He may still be lurking. He's in the UK. Anybody else in the UK, let me know. Say, hey, from the UK. Oh, you're saying internet's down. Well, that puts the kibosh on live streaming. His only real option is to jump on his scooter and head to the studio because that's in a different location. But it's probably been closed up for a couple of months. Because they were in lockdown up until like a week ago. 9 a.m. in Indiana. There's a lot of scammers and bots in your channel. Yeah, they come everywhere. I watched an interesting video on that today. It's sort of telling one way that people are setting up these bots to do what they do, which is basically just spam people's comments, drop comments. Don't know what their end game is, but they're spending money on it. There's sites out there that do it. But it was an interesting video that I watched. Oh, late or tomorrow. Well, Providence means that if the questions keep coming, we can keep going. Cool. Yeah, because the internet might come back up. Because sometimes internet's like, get internet dropouts. I've had a few internet dropouts. Actually, my router's been dropping out, but I just hadn't updated the firmware for a while, so I did that. It's been solid ever since. So, tip of the day, update the firmware in your router. Update the firmware in your network attached storage. Update your firmware because sometimes, in most cases, it'll help it keep it stable or work with the current protocols that are going around for whatever the thing is. So, yes. Memorized all their names. Tim, Tom, Zimmer. I can name a few of them. All those and more. All right. You know what I haven't done? It's because it's been a bit rusty here in the old live streaming section on this channel for a month or so. I haven't dropped sound effects. I have not dropped any sound effects, but what we want to do, let's go over and check that news story that I got for you guys. So let's head on over, and where is my button for that? That's not it. Is this it? This'll do. All right, we're over here on Tube Filter, and one article, very slim on newsworthy content creation type stories on Tube Filter that I wanted to bring up. But this one is YouTube. This is from a few weeks ago, April 13th, so it's not that new. You've probably heard about it, but let's discuss. YouTube testing chapters feature to help users better navigate lengthy videos. And this is interesting because this features our friend and fellow Niminati member, Podcastage, featured his tweet in the article. Basically says, YouTube is testing out a nifty new formatting feature that seeks to make lengthy videos easier to navigate. While creators and commenters can already post timestamps in their description boxes and in the comment section that automatically drive viewers to different moments in the video, YouTube is reportedly testing out a riff on this concept called chapters. In its support forums, YouTube confirmed that it is testing chapters on a small selection of videos across Android, iOS, and desktop while we gather feedback. Android Police reports that the chapters are starting to show up for viewers on some channels and are generated based on creator-provided timestamps. So if you've got timestamps on your video, then your possibility of these actually working for you, obviously it's still in a testing state. So if you're one of those people that likes to timestamp, say a tutorial or something like that, this is going to be real beneficial for you. If creators do not provide timestamps in their video description boxes, YouTube is unable to derive its own. So basically it's relying on you to activate this feature, if they roll it out fully, by putting those timestamps in your description. Chapters are slightly different than timestamps in that they result in a different separation along the scrubbing timeline, and hovering over one on reveals the name of that chapter per Android Police. Again, chapter names are taken from the provided by creators in the description boxes. You can check out how the chapters feature looks in action, courtesy of an audio gear review from Podcasters below. You can see in this picture, you can see this. It's hard to tell, but here he's hovering over a section here. What it does is it pops up a little thumbnail, and under here there's writing, which I can't even read because it's a picture taken from a tweet. But basically, under this little thing, it's got the chapter name, which is the name. Say you've got the timestamp of 10:05, and then you put 10:05 is when I show results. So it'll say in that section from 10:05 till the next marker, it'll show that section and say show results. So it'll label it according to the labeling on the timestamps. Now, Podcasters is someone who's used timestamps on most of his tutorial videos. So if you want to go and check out what this might look like, you probably see it. If you go over to Podcasters' channel, look at one of his videos that has timestamps, you'll know because it'll have it in the description. And then you should see all the little sections across the particular video that you might select. So I reckon that I'll be quite confident in saying that if you go over there, you'll probably see it in action. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that. Why not? Let's show and tell. Now, I'm a subscriber to Podcasters, so let me go to his channel. This is Podcasters, by the way. He talks about microphones, audio microphone stuff. So if you're into that, Podcasters is your man. Let's see if this is a video. I'm going to mute the audio. Need to get past the ads, of course. Yeah, see there's timestamps. Let's have a look. I can see sections. Yeah, can you see this? So if I hover over this section here, it highlights the section. It says high pass / low pass filter switcher demo. So it's in action. So you can go, okay, I'm looking for, instead of just clicking on the timestamps here, say I want the Rode NT1 comparison, it's at 5:29. I could click on that and it'll take me to it, or I could just scoot along here and go Rode NT1 comparison. Here we go, this whole section here. And if I click on that, that'll jump straight to that section. It's actually jumped me in the middle of that section, which is interesting. So I can skim anywhere in that section and start it. So I get to choose. Whereas if I click on the timestamp, so I click on the timestamp, say, pick a different one, plosive test. It takes me right to the beginning of where the plosive test is. So you get like a slightly different interaction. So yeah, so there's Podcasters. I'm not going to play any more of that because of copyright and stuff. But yeah, let's get back to that. Let me get rid of my Chrome browser for a second. There we go. All right. I've probably missed a bunch in the chat here. It's probably just kept scrolling on while I've been looking at the article. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the chapter feature, which is sort of tightly integrated with the timestamp feature, you could say? No need. Yeah, well, YouTube aren't doing that. If you don't provide the timestamps, then you don't get the chapter markers. So you have to provide that. As if that's what that's about. That could be to do with the bots we're talking about. Oh, yeah, I'm back in the bot conversation. Please do not ask for subs in chat. Absolutely. It's poor form. Poor form. It's called live streaming etiquette. Don't ask for subs in chat. Where are we? Here we go. Tim says Bandrew is good. That's Podcasters, for those who don't know. If I look for a microphone, I check out his reviews. For absolutely, he's got in-depth reviews and testing on microphones. You're after pro microphones. Like he's probably done one on my microphone once, just a Samsung Q7. I don't know, what is it? A Q something. XLR microphone. He's probably tested it. Big thumbs up from Juan. It's still lurking in the chat. Bandurate Podcast is just always at the bleeding edge of whatever's happening. Absolutely. If you're going to be an expert in your field, then you're going to be an expert in your field. Or you can just wing it until you become one. I think you just have to put the time and the hours in. If you want to become an expert in your field, you just got to put in the effort and study it and know it and live it and breathe it and eat it. And I've caught up with the chat again. So not too much talk about chapters. Any more thoughts about chapters? Let me know. If you've got any more questions, drop them in the chat. That was the only news story. Should I play out of the news story even though I've already left it? Yeah, I want music. That's my other one. I miss my sound effects. It's been quiet all stream without my sound effects. And you could say, yeah, we're just going to play all the sound effects now. No. All right. I'm not seeing any new comments in the chat. We're rocking it. Did I lose comments? I've lost comments. I've got no comments since 11:07. So if anyone's dropping comments, I'm not seeing them since about 5 minutes ago. So I know I'm still going out there because I'm seeing my stream on my iPad. So let's see. If I'm not seeing the comments and you're leaving comments and nothing's happening, then tweet me. Tweet at me now. I'm going over to my Twitter officially. Let's see if anyone's done a tweets or mentions. Let's do the segment where we like to promote people. Thank you. If you've mentioned me or shared me on Twitter, you're going to get a shout out right now.
You're watching the Creator Hangout stream.
Well, Creator Breakfast is close enough. The comments froze? Oh, it's either the comments froze or it was really, really quiet. Nobody was commenting. Yes, I'm seeing. I'll show you what I'm seeing. You let me catch up. Oh, yeah, they're dropping. The comments are coming up. There we go. The comments are coming up behind the thing. Yes, I'm seeing it. Okay. It was just... There we go. Let's go over looking for mentions. And mentions today. Thank you to Eileen, Creator Breakfast Live, sharing my tweet that I shared out before, promoting the stream. Thank you for putting it out there for everybody. And we're talking. I was on Miss Eileen's stream on Twitch a little bit earlier. Oh, I don't want to create another tweet. So a big shout out to Miss Eileen for that. And let's go over to all. So if there's any other mentions of what's going on. There's a like there as well. And there we go, telling me that people are following, that I should follow them. Okay, very quiet on the Twitters. So thank you for the quick Twitter segment. It's a very short Twitter segment today. D does this one a lot better, so I'll leave it to D. So it got quiet for a moment there. It's a sweetie. Oh, do I have my crickets? I need my cricket sound effects. Oh, where are my sound effects? I do have a cricket ones here somewhere. I just have to dive in deep. Here we are. All right, back to the comments. With your preferred music source for you, still get to use the songs you already downloaded in other videos after you unsubscribed. Okay, with Epidemic Sound, whilst you have a subscription, you can use any of their tracks in your videos that you're currently uploading. So at the time of upload, if I have a subscription, I'm good. If I, for any reason, end my subscription, all the videos I've already uploaded with that music is fine. If I then go and use their music after my subscription ends, then I will get a copyright claim because I am no longer subscribed. But that's only on new content. All my old content is fine because I was subscribed when they were uploaded. So it sort of works like that. So whilst I have an Epidemic Sound, I can play, say, my Epidemic music in my streams as much as I like. I can play them repeatedly. I can use the same tracks in my videos which I do, there's a certain amount of tracks that I might put in as background music because I like the feel or the vibe. I'll switch between them depending on the type of video I'm doing. Let me get back to my... That's not the one. There we go. So, yes. Tim says, why do you think YouTube is not helping the small creators with new features to help them grow? I think what they need is if somebody has a good idea or has an idea of what would be useful, what they could do that would be useful and beneficial to small creators, and keep in mind that that before implementing a feature, that they really analyze that it's going to be a win-win for YouTube, a win for the creator, a win for advertisers, who all the stakeholders in YouTube, because you've got the shareholders, the company itself, you've got advertisers, you've got creators, and you've got viewers. So you've got all these different people circling YouTube. And the three primary ones, if you forget about the shareholders and the company themselves, you've got viewers. Viewers are probably the utmost, because without viewers, nobody gets views, nobody gets watched, nobody makes money. So your viewers, your advertisers. Without advertisers, there's no money coming in. And without creators, if there's no content, there's nothing for viewers to watch, and there's nothing for advertisers to monetize. So it's an ecosystem that they've got to keep balanced, those three groups of people. So they've got to keep all of them happy to a certain extent. And there's going to be trade-offs. Now, when it comes to small creators, I think they just need ideas. They need things to be suggested. They can test. They can look into and can see if that's actually something that's going to work by testing it and checking the analytics, checking their back end to make sure everything in that process that has been suggested is actually going to be beneficial. So what I'd be interested in is, what do you think that YouTube could do to help small creators, to help promote them more? Because everything's in place for a fairly level playing field, in the sense of, if your content's good, it's going to get promoted. Obviously, small YouTubers are still working things out, so sometimes they'll miss the mark on say, holding the audience's attention, or their production value is a little bit off, and their audio doesn't quite sound right, so a few people get turned off here and there. The different things that happen with small YouTubers, they don't understand how to use tags, so they don't use them, or they misuse them. Not that tags are a huge factor anymore. Maybe they're just really bad at thumbnails. So if you can't win the click, you can't get the view. Or even crafting a title that's enticing that works with the thumbnail. Different things like that. So I think for small YouTubers, it's just them becoming used to actually being capable of being able to hit a winner most of the time, instead of just sort of being hit and miss, and like knowing the flow, having processes in place where they can actually hit winners, and so those winners will actually grow their channel. So once they start, and I think the main way to do that is just to keep making videos and learning and getting better as you go, learning how to do better thumbnails, learning how to make better videos, learning how to present better, learning how to improve your audio, learning how to make your videos pop a little bit more, learning how to color grade, learning how to edit properly, learning how to promote on social media, all those different things. And none of them are moving the needle by themselves, although some are probably more important than others. Like I think thumbnails and titles to win the click in the first place. Without that, your video is not going to get viewed at all. So that being said, small YouTubers. There's the Creator Academy. How many small YouTubers actually look at it and go through it? Like, I've done parts of it, but I can't even say that I've done all the YouTube Creator Academy, because I haven't. But there's resources there to help small channels. Sometimes they're not willing to help themselves by taking advantage of those resources. So, I think it's a complex thing. I think I'll be interested in if there are ideas of what would be a practical way to help a small YouTuber. what are those ideas, and let's explore those ideas. I'm keen to explore ideas. I think that ideas like that are good. Let's look at the pros and the cons of a suggestion, and maybe not in this live stream, but like as a community, let's look at that as something that's worth saying, hey Tom, pass this on to one of the YouTube teams. This is a great suggestion, but you want it to be a really good suggestion, solid suggestion, and I would gather that YouTube would be looking for those ideas, would be looking for suggestions, and if something that's worthwhile comes up, that they'd be more than willing to implement it if everything pans out, if it actually is going to be beneficial to all the stakeholders. That went off on a tangent. All right. I need to catch up on the chat, but let's go and hit some questions as we scroll down. Will the YouTube audio library ever move a tune from no attribution needed? Now, pretty much once something's been added and licensed by YouTube, that's going to be locked in for pretty much most of the time. I'm not aware of anything sort of changing on the YouTube music library. You know what I do, to be honest? Even if it says no attribution, I attribute it anyway. That's what I do if I'm using YouTube Music Library. I'll attribute anyway. I'll go YouTube Music Library. I'll put the author or the song, what do you call them? Songwriter, the instrumental, so song maker. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and the title of the track. I'll put all that in my description. I'll attribute it regardless. But obviously, there are some out there, like some of the Kevin MacLeod stuff, that there's a particular attribution you need to use as well. And it is like the Computech thing, or whatever it is. I haven't personally had that happen, but I will suspect this is possible. It's hard to get into YouTube's mind, see how these gears work. I'm not sure what that's in. That might have been to do with small creators. Is using TubeBuddy thumbnails the best way, or other ways? That's a good way. I think it's a great place to start. I think it's a good starting point. If you have TubeBuddy, you could use the thumbnail creator. Looks like the chat stopped again, maybe, or it's just quiet. Crickets again. As I went off on my tangent on small YouTubers, small creators. I hope that made sense. I think the TubeBuddy is a great place to start, particularly when I started YouTube. I was not real good at thumbnails. Actually, if you want to, do I have sucky thumbnails? Let's do a comparison. Here we go. Let's jump to my channel. Let's jump to my channel. Here we go. Oh, this is my channel. These are my current thumbnails here. So obviously that's the live stream now. These are my recent uploads here. Let me go to my videos. Video tab. Here we go. Show tab. So these are my recent thumbnails. But let me jump to all my videos from a few years ago when I first started. Which means I just have to scroll down and let them load. You can see how they evolved back. We're going backwards, so we're devolving. See, they sort of progressed along the way. Actually, the first handful of videos, when I get to them, these aren't the first thumbnails. I had worse ones than the ones I got here. Let's see, they're still loading. Here we go. Yeah, this is the bottom. So this first thumbnail here, this is a Final Cut Pro, the first and only Final Cut Pro thumbnail or video that I've ever done on my channel. The first video I did was on making video title assets in Final Cut Pro. And I've only ever gotten, after 3 years, 536 views. This thumbnail, the image is cut from the video itself. You can see in the second one, I'm wearing a microphone. This is not the first thumbnail. This is all done in Canva. Everything from here on I've done in Canva, and I still use Canva to this day. But this is the first one. Honestly, it is worse than this. Like this is like average. This is like okay. But the first one, the first version of this one, which I don't know, I've got it in storage somewhere. I wouldn't be able to go find it quickly for the stream, but you know, this is the evolution. As you go, you learn to get better at making thumbnails and what thumbnails need. You can see as I go up, I'm adding elements to them. Sometimes I put too much text in. Look at this one. Notifications and YouTube partner program news. That's way too much text, Doug. What are you doing? You see, as I go, there's an evolution of thumbnails. A lot of my ones last year are the sort of these ones here that we're looking at now. And I get random ones here. And then I did a shift after here, and then I went into these next couple don't even have me in them. There we go. These are some live streaming ones that I've did. These are the last 3 videos that are just starting to perform really well, off the mark. Instead of sort of, a lot of my stuff is actually evergreen, so it takes off a little bit later down the track because it's evergreen. It's still useful for people. As you can see, the thumbnails evolve over time. So getting back to the question, which is, of course, the question is this one from In the Garden and the Blessings. Is YouTube thumbnails the best way or other ways? The best way is whatever way actually helps you get done what you need to get done. So I think the TubeBuddy way is a worthy way because you can upload image, or you can take a screenshot from your video if you want to. So you can do that. What you can do when you upload an image is up to you. So it all depends on the image that you upload. Like I upload images, of course, of me and different things for my thumbnails to Canva, and I do mine in Canva. But they let you bring the image in. They let you put your text on. They have a selection of fonts, very small selection of fonts, but it does anyway. Colors, you can do all the colors and stuff. So everything is there. So TubeBuddy is a great starting point. So it's a great tool to get started and to learn the craft of maybe just like how to form I'm losing the words. Form a thumbnail. So I think it's a great starting place. Like I've checked it out. I haven't used it myself, but I've seen tutorials on it. I've checked it out myself. Have had a bit of a play around with it. But for me, I go Canva, and that's still really basic. Like you got people who do the high end. They go in and use Photoshop, and they'll do like all this and cut themselves out with a magic wand and do everything like that. I do mine in stages. I have stock pictures of me where I'm already cut out, and I use those in my thumbnails. I have them, and if I don't have the one I want already in Canva, I'll upload it to Canva. It'll be my little image library that I have on Canva. Say I'm doing a software tutorial, upload the logo for that tutorial to Canva so I can put it in my thumbnail. I try and use similar fonts each time, so I'm not sort of jumping around using different fonts. I use proven fonts. I'll stick to a similar color scheme. But you can do most of that in the TubeBuddy, so that's a great place to start. And if it works for you, while it's working for you, just keep going with it, for sure. Let's hit the questions, because there are more questions. Sweeney says, TubeBuddy Thumbnail Maker is a good starting point, but it's better for most channels to find an outside way to customize thumbnails once you figure out your branding. Yeah. That's more of a concise comment to what I was saying. Sweeney is concising it. He's making it concise. Do you ever go back and update thumbnails, titles, tags, descriptions to get better click-through? No, I don't. To be honest, I don't. I just let it ride. When I do, like the planning ahead, I use Morning Fame to... I'll drop that in the chat if anybody's interested. Morning Fame to do my thing. I do use TubeBuddy, but I don't use TubeBuddy for the keyword tool. I use Morning Fame's keyword tool. I use TubeBuddy for all the other TubeBuddy features. Because it's integrated with your YouTube channel pretty much. We can click on stuff, the find and replace and all the different things, all the extra information, the video analytics, all the other TubeBuddy stuff. But I use Morning Fame to work out my keywords, my title and stuff, to just do the research for that based on what my video is about, and to see what's going to work best based on my channel, because Morning Fame does that. It looks at your channel, looks at your performance, looks at how many views you get, looks at the response you get, how your videos have performed in the past, and it gives you a rating and a grading based on that. It gives you some ABC grades for things like relevancy and will subscribers click? Will it get you subscribers? Will it make it interesting? Is it something subscribers will be interested in watching? Different things like that. So I use Morning Fame for that myself. So once I've got them up there, and basically what they're saying these days is particularly for tags. This is particularly for tags. Once you've done the initial tags, that helps YouTube initially, but after that, how your video performs is going to be based on other metrics like click-through rate and audience average view duration and audience retention and all those things. How your video performs is going to affect your search ranking for different terms more so than the tags that you got in your tags. That's what they tell me. So I have updated thumbnails on occasion. I do experiment with thumbnails on occasion. I don't use A/B testing because I don't have the Legend package for TubeBuddy. If I did, I'd probably A/B test. For a little while back, probably back late last year, and that I was making multiple thumbnails for the one video. And on a couple of occasions, if I didn't think it was performing, I'd switch out the thumbnail just to see. It's a real crude, non-measured way of A/B testing, but it was just like, I'll switch that out. It wasn't really working. I think the one I did that on was my Switch Pod video, which didn't really do anything for me anyway in regards to views. But I did switch the I think I had 4 to 5 to 6 different thumbnails for that. Different styles and outside my normal style and different things like that. I believe you could do the thumbnails in the free version of TubeBuddy. You just can't save templates, I think, unless you've got a paid version. And there's something else that you have that requires the paid version. Otherwise, all the other features in the thumbnail generator are available. Brick Advice, welcome to the stream. I use Canva to make thumbnails for my channel. So do I. Canva's good. I like Canva. I've tested Adobe Spark. Adobe approached me to do an Adobe Spark tutorial, and I don't like Adobe Spark, so I probably won't be doing a tutorial. So I'm putting that out there publicly right now. I'm probably not going to do Adobe Spark tutorial because I don't really like it. I prefer Canva. There we go. Clear and concise. Clear and concise. Yeah, check out Morning Fame. A guy called Nico. He's put that together. Brian G. Johnson's associated with Morning Fame as well, in some capacity. Yeah, A/B testing. You need to have the Legend package, which is the highest level package for a content creator. It's like the getting every single thing that's available at TubeBuddy level. Legend. That's why it's called Legend. I have Pro myself. TubeBuddy, I have Pro. I probably want to, at some point, because I got a lifetime, I think I'm sticking with that. But when I'm ready, and I know I'm going to need it, I'm probably going to at least upgrade to Star, if not Legend, because once you get to Star, you can do all the find and replaces in your descriptions and stuff. I can't do that on Pro. But I could mess a lot of other stuff's on Pro. So Pro is pretty good. But I think Star and Legend are the best two to have. Just for features. So that's TubeBuddy we're talking about. Sip Dave says I have to check out Canva. Yeah, Canva is online. Like I use the browser version. There are also apps on your smartphones and tablets, so you can do Canva there, and you can do that. Like I can log in my Canva account and access all my thumbnails that I've made before, and download them and change them and do things like that. So yeah, it's all good. All right, how are we going? Any more questions in the chat? We've been going for how long? Oh, hour and 40 minutes. So yeah, a little longer than normally because I thought Nimmer Live was going to be on at 9 a.m. Eastern. So I wasn't totally ready to go super long, but I'm happy to answer questions as we see fit, but we'll probably wrap it up very soon. Let's do a quick update on YouTube to see if there's any of those live streams that people are asking about are scheduled coming up soon. We'll see what we got going on. At least according to my subscriber list. Let's see. Let's drop it down the screen cap. There we go. I can see 2 streams. If you're into ebook publishing and publishing of books, Amazon books, Kindle, all that stuff, self-publishing with Dale's doing a live stream that's coming up. Let me see if I can convert this for you in 2.5 hours. Because this is my time, 2 a.m. my time. So that's about 2.5 hours time because it's 11:30, just past 11:30 here. And if you know David Walsh online, he's a bit of a YouTube educator. I haven't watched a lot of his stuff for a while. He's been quiet on his channel. He's just come back to his channel. He's doing a lot of live streams now. So he's doing a live stream coming up in 3.5 hours. So he's probably going to be competing with video influencers because they're usually doing one about that time as well. So that's coming up. No sign of the wild Nick Nimmin. He's obviously got his internet issues. So there we go. There'll be things coming up. Keep an eye on your sub feed because the live streams will be popping up throughout the day. Because Saturday is a fairly busy live streaming day, I find, for a lot of people in the sort of content creation niche. People I follow, at least. So let me jump back. And of course, we got to minimize that. There we go. Yes. So let's see what. Back to the chat there. Pete says, I need to move that above the ticker. That's why it was up high. Let's get above the ticker. I've done similar when there's been a promotion on an Apple service, make a generic one and it expires. Okay, so there's a conversation in the chat. All right. Well, this is the first good live stream coming back. It's been a couple of months, and I'm glad to be back in the saddle. I'm glad to have this one under my belt because you can get rusty. I've got my cam link coming. I hope in the next few weeks I'll be able to get my cam link, get my mirrorless camera set up as my webcam instead of my webcam. And or we might even go with a 2-camera setup and switch. We'll see how we go. Just depends. If I'm streaming on Ecamm like I am today, doing this stream, then this is what we'll do. Create a breakfast is usually me talking and interacting with the chat. If we do a stream where I have people who are going to be on with me, we'll be using StreamYard, of course, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, and we'll be bringing people in, like a lot of people are at this time during the pandemic, during people being locked down, locked in. Using live streaming as a way to communicate, live streaming as a way to keep in contact with their communities, as well as things like Zoom and that, reaching out to their families, keeping work happening, conference calls, different things like that. Oh, I see Susie's in the chat. I saw Susie just pop up in the chat there. Welcome, welcome. We're all at a loss because Nick Nemman's lost his internet, and we don't know if he's going to be streaming sometime today, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Just for those who are coming in late, that's why we're running a little bit longer into Nick Nemman's time slot. Here we go. Sweeney says, seems like many creators are taking a break during the pandemic. That's interesting too, because a lot of them are going harder. And I think a lot more live streams from people like Pat Flynn, David Walsh, who I just saw. Like, I hadn't seen a lot of stuff from his channel for like a long time. All of a sudden, he's live streaming a lot. Seeing a lot of other creators sort of come into a more regular live streaming process as well. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Super Dave's dropping a Houstonati. It's all good. We're opening our park. We are opening to parks today in our area, so everyone is there. I would imagine so. Everyone wants to get out, get some fresh air. Coming into spring in that part of the world, so warming up from winter towards summer. It's always good. It's always good. Digital Tools says, for us in Australia, we are looking at loosening restrictions a little come Monday, which will be slightly different depending on which state. Yeah, that's right, state to state. I don't think Queensland's opening their borders anytime soon. We're not letting anybody in. Wait, people get to Tweed Heads and we're turning them around. Go back to where you came from. We're still doing that. But yeah, it's relaxed here. We can now, like tomorrow is Mother's Day here in Australia. I know it's Mother's Day in different parts of the world this Sunday. We're allowed to travel further now to go visit Mum for Mother's Day. My mum lives in the States, so I can't go visit her. But I'll be taking my daughters who live with me to... because they don't drive. Wish they get their license. No, they're probably listening. I'll be driving them to go visit their mum for Mother's Day tomorrow for lunch at lunchtime, whether in the afternoon sometime. So we'll be so we can do that now. As of last Saturday, we were allowed to go 50 kilometres for recreation. So and no further, but they're going to let us go a little bit further if it's for Mother's Day. Slightly larger groups outdoors now, so it's starting to open up. Daniel Anderson's not letting Victoria know what's happening until Monday. Yeah, Victoria likes to do their own thing. That's what I found. Like I haven't been to Victoria in many years. I was born in Victoria. I was born in Williamstown in Melbourne. I did spend a few years of my schooling in primary school in the outskirts of Melbourne, but I spent most of my schooling years in Sydney, in the outskirts of Sydney, and most of my adult life here in Brisbane. So, Victoria is it's its own thing. It does likes to go against the grain. And I know it's Creative Breakfast, but when you're live streaming and it's midnight here in Australia, you start to feel a little bit fatigued. So I'm out of coffee, as you can see. There we go. No coffee. I think I'm going to need to top up real soon. So if you've got any more questions, this is the last chance to ask questions because I'm going to start wrapping things up. I need to wrap things up. This stream went longer than I thought it would, so I thought Nick would be live at 9 a.m. Eastern. I was ready to finish up at just before 9 and jump on over to his live stream. If you've got questions, I'm happy to keep going while there's questions, but I'll stunt flag. I need help. I need coffee. I should have made a coffee before the stream. Where are we? I'm trying to re-customize. When you haven't live streamed for a couple of months, I'm trying to re-customize myself with my Stream Deck's buttons, what they do. If I press that button, what's it going to do? Is it going to play a certain song? Let's investigate this one. Oh yeah, we did that one before. We've got those ones. And I've also got, I remember Ecamm now has a sound effect bar. And I've got stuff programmed into that as well. Yes. So I got two places for sound effects. And there's all the buttons that actually switch scenes, which I'm not using. I'm still clicking on the buttons on the screen, even though I can click the Stream Deck. So, yeah, how it goes. Absolutely. He's probably still having internet issues. I'm going to have to get caught up on Twitter because that's where he'll have the news as to what's going on. Caffeine to wake up for sure. Caffeine to wake up. Now let me explore. Let me use the close of this stream to really customize myself with some of my buttons. So we're gonna play some random music, not music sound effects. I got my pre-stream songs. I know what they are. I got 3-minute timers. They're just ticking. I got my drum roll. And I think most of the ones I've used. There's the ticking. I can turn that off as well. Okay, then the sound effects on my Stream Deck that I have associated with this stream. I have other ones in different places, of course. And then I've got my sound effects here.
Creator Breakfast starts right now.
I need to have that one right at the start of the stream. That's a good one. Haven't used that one. And then a ding, the obligatory ding, of course. And then you got the similar one, the more of the Twitch style. And then I've got some of the same ones that I've got on my Stream Deck as well. I've used that one too. Yeah. A few other show-specific ones, which I won't play because they're sort of out of context. Although I did play Creator Hangout stream in there. This is sort of half Creator Hangout stream. This is a Creator Hangout stream, so, that's the way to go. But yeah, sound effects. I need to reacquaint myself. The sound effect DJ. I need some of the ones like that Dinaman has programmed for like when people super chat. Like at least I have the little chime now with the Streamlabs integration where the sound effect actually comes through to Ecamm. So at least I got that. And I don't have channel membership, so I don't need a welcome to channel membership one. Welcome to the Houstonati. I couldn't call it that. If I had memberships, I couldn't call it Houstonati. People say, you're ripping off Nick Nimmin. Trivia sound. Yeah, there's some classic trivia sounds there. I'll have a deeper library of trivia sounds where I have more sound effects. Here's a question. How do I A/B test YouTube thumbnails for free without any payments or upgrades? That's a good question. If I had an answer to that, I'd probably be doing it myself. They say the only free way to do it is to manually do it where you swap it out, but you've got to keep a very close look at all the metrics in the back end in your analytics and plot them on spreadsheets. It's a lot of hassle. Unless you're a very analytical person and know what you're doing, I don't know if that's something that you want to do. You got to maybe run it. It's like, how often do you switch them out? Because TubeBuddy can switch it out back-end wise and keep track of all the metrics, algorithm, with their programming. Whereas if you do it yourself, it's like, are you going to be all right on time to switch out the thumbnail right on the minute that you're supposed to do it? I show this one for 2 hours. I'm going to swap it to the other one for 2 hours. I'm going to record the metrics at both stages. That's a lot of hassle. But yeah, if anybody knows any services out there that are different to TubeBuddy that will actually do A/B testing, maybe one day YouTube are always promising that they're going to bring a native A/B test to YouTube. When that's going to happen, we don't know. It was rumored to happen later this year, but I don't know how they're going with that, especially with COVID, because that sort of pushes everything back because workers aren't in the office, working from home, less productive in that regard. No hands-on directly on equipment. So who knows if that can happen. Yeah, Tim's right, yeah. Very long and detailed process to do a spreadsheet. You got to be like really a detail. I think you need to be a detailed-oriented person. I don't know, that's an old note that came from somewhere. Keep note of how many subs and views the video gets with the current thumbnail. I'll change it and check if it gets better. Yeah. But you either got to do it over like a time frame or like... And like out of the box, you get the initial view velocity from your subscribers and stuff. So does that skew your figures because the first 2 hours you show your thumbnail and then switch it out 2 hours later? Does that first thumbnail have an advantage for being first? So how do you factor that in? It's like very complex mathematics going on there. Check my analytics. Yesterday got 6 hours watch time. All the watch time counts. We love watch time. He's Savage Scientist in the house. I saw Savage in the Viper's stream last night. I'll say last night because I'm trying to... This is Creator Breakfast. This is Saturday morning. And that was Friday Night Vibe. And... Yeah, I don't know how often. I don't know if you get the option to select the time frame for that. Because I haven't seen the back end of TubeBuddy where that happens. If I had Legend, I would be all over it, I'm sure. So, yeah, they probably change it every day, or they change it every 6 hours, or they do like. Well, no, it wouldn't make sense to like swap it every certain amount of time, like quickly, like to evenly distribute them. I don't know. I don't think that would be the case. But yeah, you'd be looking at stuff like, okay, in that first 2 hours, how many impressions did it get? Whereas how many impressions did it get the second hour? Because either YouTube might be promoting more in the second hour or less in the second hour. And impressions, impressions and click-through rate are connected, of course. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. So doing it yourself, I don't want any part of that. I don't have time for that. I will live without it. Here he is. You know what? You've been You've been one of my early subscribers, Savage Scientist. You were there early on some of my terrible videos. You're awesome. You never know. It might happen one day. It might happen one day. What's this next comment? Make playlists for sure to get watch time on a certain group of videos for sure. Oh yeah, playlists are jam packed with watch time and views. Playlists and sharing playlists rather than single videos whenever you can on your end screens. When you're suggesting another video to watch in your description, when you're suggesting something else to watch in your pinned comment on social media. Wherever you can share a playlist rather than a video, it's going to get you, on many occasions, more views because they're watching more than one video, more watch time. They keep people on your channel longer. Playlists are a win all round. So playlists, you get better over time. The first video is not going to be as good as your current video. Your current video, hopefully, is better than the first video. Yeah, at this point, we're just going with the flow. And welcome to the Hewson Mod Team to Savage Scientist. I've bestowed the wrench because Savage Scientist has been rolling with me on and off. You don't always make live streams and stuff, but has been with this channel since before I even live streamed. He was commenting on videos right at the start. So I know he was he probably subscribed in my first 100 subscribers, I'd reckon. I think it was even less. It might have been the first 50 subscribers. So I decided to drop that. And I know Savage Scientist is a moderator on some other channels that I also either moderate or am a viewer of. So I know he's in the community doing good things. And you can never have too many moderators, as they say. Like, how many of my moderators are here today? Like Sweeney. Sweeney's been rolling as a solo moderator for most of the stream. There's like, where's Beanie? I don't have Beanie. I haven't seen Beanie in my stream. I haven't seen... who else is a mod on my channel? I actually haven't seen Kevin from Car Galaxy Studios for quite a while. I need to check up. He's up there in Canada, so I need to see how he's going. He's been very quiet on YouTube. Very quiet. I hung out with him at Vid Summit along with Beanie. And so who else is in my moderator team? Midnight Madness 4x4 is in my moderator team as well. Shelby's Corner is not here either. She's in my moderator team. I know she's working on other stuff, so she's not watching my live stream. And I think I made Christina Smallhorn a moderator as well. She's passed here from time to time if I'm live streaming at the right time. So there's a few. I can't remember if there's anybody else. Yes, your real estate whisperer, Christina Smallhorn, who I also hang out with at Vid Summit as well. So a few of my mods I've met in person, so, they're not all faceless people on the internet or people I've only seen in videos. They're There's a blast for pal. Rodney, he was a moderator, one of my early moderators when I first started live streaming. But yes, he's sort of not doing YouTube anymore. He was a cool dude too, but he sort of, I don't know, didn't do YouTube anymore. I don't know if I made Josephine. I don't think Josephine's been around enough for me to make her a mod. I don't think I modded Josephine. I have to check afterwards. I have to go check my dashboard for that. Yeah, maybe I need to clean up some of the mods that no longer come around, or the ones that no longer. Because I think I did remove Rodney because he just wasn't on YouTube anymore. But yeah, that happens. Susie says, I look forward to going to VidCon this year, but it doesn't look like it's like it. Yeah. I haven't heard what's happening with VidCon, but that's usually around like July, August. I think late July. Because there's VidCon's usually around the same time as Comic-Con and all that stuff. California is still probably locked up quite tightly. VidCon Melbourne. Yeah, I might check out VidCon Melbourne if everything's open back up. I missed out last year because it was like I was getting sort of putting everything towards going to Vid Summit. So because it was in September or late August, September, right before, like a month before Vid Summit, I couldn't go to both financially. So I decided. So I wasn't able to catch up with like Nick and Dee and Andrew Can and Beanie down there, but I got to see them. I got to see them a month later at Vid Summit in Los Angeles. So that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, because that's rolling in October. They got to start making, like, formulating stuff, plans, contingencies. Yeah, conferences are the big question mark on how many people are allowed to gather together at once, and when we can have bigger groups, and we're not probably going to be able to have huge groups until they've got like a vaccine. Basically, that's quite a possibility. So maybe VidCon will be a virtual conference, possibly. Be hard because I know with VidCon there's a lot of creator meetups for fans to meet creators and signings and stuff. So it's very hard to do that one virtually. And I don't know how people go to the sessions in that sort of that fan of creators sort of part of VidCon. I know some of the creator track stuff and industry track stuff is more informational, like a Vid Summit, so maybe they could do some of that online. I could see Vid Summit doing stuff online because they're already live streaming their streams if you have a live stream package, so it's possible to do that. The way People of Video did theirs, I think it was last weekend, was quite interesting. It was a lot of pre-recorded stuff mixed in with some live streams. It was delivered quite well, but then at least you could watch. If you got the package, you could actually go watch each of the different sessions in order that you want. You could watch them at your leisure. You didn't have to watch them all at once. They weren't like live stream. You have to watch it when we live stream it. It's like it's on demand basically, which is good if you're at home and you've got other commitments as well, and you can do that style of information and just take in the information. Take in what Roberto Blake had to teach on. The Andrew Can session. I don't know who else was there. Nick Nimmin, Brian G. Johnson. So you could just watch the sessions at your leisure. Most of them I haven't watched yet. Like I've got access to them. I watched a couple of live streams. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch them, to be honest. So hopefully I'm going to get a chance to watch them. Well, not this weekend because it's Mother's Day, but I'll get to it eventually. And I see Paul Peck in the house. I saw Paul Peck in the house. Welcome, Paul. I met Paul at Vid Summit too. Doug, you should go on stage and speak one day. I think if I spoke in person, in front of a bunch of people, that would be a different thing to doing like a live stream. Even though I'm talking to like how many people are in here now, 13 or so, depending how up to date this is. 80 likes. There's been other people in and out of the stream, of course, so there's been more than that. Talking in front of real people is a different kettle of fish, even though it's the same thing. But the interaction, the nature of the interaction is different. I know when we were at Vid Summit and it was D. Niman's first time at speaking, I could tell he was visibly, he was nervous. He did well, he delivered. But I could tell he was nervous. And you could tell that Nick had done it before. He had a little bit more confidence, it was a little bit more going, with flow. But yeah, first time. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it. And I think at some point there'll be an opportunity to do something like that. All right, where are we? Yes, there are not 9. I was seeing 18 thumbs. Just seeing 19 thumbs. That's interesting. Vincent, it was a blast. It's very nice to hang out with you. It was great hanging out with you. We did all sorts of stuff. Went out for all sorts of wonderful meals. Hung out with crazy people. Is that stream for anyone to see Vid Summit? Now, Vid Summit, what they usually do, they have the in-person ticket and they have like a live stream ticket where you can watch stuff live, and then also they have something you can add to either of those, which is a replay, so that you can watch them on demand after the event. So you could do any combination thereof. You can be live and get the replays. You can be watch the live streams and get the replays. You can watch the live streams, not get the replays. And because they're running like 4 rooms at once, so some sessions you had to choose, do I want to go see this person speak or this person speak or this person speak? I got to choose. Sometimes it was easy because, okay, I'm only interested in this topic. I'm not interested in Instagram marketing. I'm interested in how to grow my YouTube channel, so I'll go to the YouTube one. But sometimes there'll be topics and speakers you want to see that are on at the same time. And that's the challenge. And that's also a challenge for the live streaming. But at least with the live stream, what you can do, because I did this the year before, you could jump from room to room and say, I'm going to go see how such and such is going over in the other room. So you can just jump over, which is pretty cool without leaving your seat. Whereas if you're at in person, you've got to get up out of your seat, walk out, walk to another room, walk in, and do that. All right, where are we? The nickname and update from Sweeney, thank you. Susie says, yeah, totally different. I used to be an eBay power seller, and I started giving seminars at a local hotel. Biggest 22 people. Yeah. Like I've done speaking to small groups, like training stuff, like training like 6 people or 10 people in like an environment where where I'm teaching somebody how to use a camera, or teaching somebody how to, it was like tech related sort of training in a church environment. So it was like training people how to use cameras, training people how to do whatever it was that they needed to do. It was all tech related. So it was like mainly in video production. Let me click on this one. If VidCon happens in Melbourne, it'll be my first Vid experience. Yeah. I'll definitely go to Melbourne to check that out, especially if, I'll meet up with Beanie. Beanie will be there, but I'd probably hook up. I'd particularly want to go if Nick and Dee and Andrew Can, or if any of those other guys go to VidCon Australia again, I'd definitely go and meet up with them. One day we'll meet there. Savage Scientist, you'll be there in person. We'll be there. Crazy Neil. How did you know I was talking about Neil? I'm scared to live stream. I only did it a couple of times for less than 1 minute each. I think you just got to keep having a crack at it. You just got to keep doing it for longer. I can't believe how many times I've done streams that have gone like 2, 3, 4 hours. Usually, if I'm doing like the stream before Nick Nemeth, so I'll be keeping myself short to like an hour or 45 minutes or 50 minutes. Sometimes I'll go hour and a half if Nick's late. Like today, I was thinking I'm going to be out for an hour. It'll be fine. And now I've been rolling for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I didn't expect that. And sometimes you're not prepared. It's like, oh, I only had one news item to talk about. I didn't even have live streams to promote. I didn't have any other segments. We're just answering questions and chatting in the chat. And can you sustain that for 2 hours? It just depends. You've got to have people there, I guess, firstly, to sustain that. But yeah, you get used to it. You get used to the practice. There's a whole learning pace. If you're looking after all the technology yourself, that's like one element that you got to look after is how do I change this? How do I turn that on, turn that off? How do I highlight a comment? How do I do this? And then there's the element of presenting. So sometimes if you can separate those two, if you've got a team, you can have someone doing the technical stuff, and then you can, if you're the on-camera personality, you can focus on the content and delivering content or communicating whatever it is that the live stream's about. Good morning. What is up? My son's mother is here. Absolute Rules here as well. Joe, how's it going? Everyone's popping by. They're going, where's Nick Nimmon? Oh, look, Doug's live. Yeah. No, Nick D and Andrew Kenyon. No, Roberto didn't go. I know Beanie was their chauffeur around Melbourne because he lives in Melbourne as well. So he was like their chauffeur, took them where they needed to go, picked them up from the airport, dropped them back to the airport, picked them up from their bed and breakfast, took them to the convention centre, all that good stuff. Hang on, where we are. I just heard about a great thing to try: cell phone wide angle lens. Oh, yeah, I don't have any. D Nimmon knows a bit about this, so if you want to ask more questions, D Nimmon's your man. But basically, if you've got, hang on, instead of using the phone that's connected to the cable, let me pick up this phone. So basically, if you say you've got an iPhone or a Samsung, you've got your lens here. They have, there's a company called Moment, and there's a few other companies, but Moment are very popular. They have like a lens that you can clip on, and it actually clips over the lens are there to make it like a ultra wide lens or to whatever effect it is. There's different sizes to make it do different things. So you get it like a different depth of field and a different perspective. So they have like cases that you can put your phone in, and then those lenses will actually screw in place and be lined up perfectly with the camera lens on your phone. So it's like, well, okay, this is an iPhone 8 Plus. I can get the Moment case for that, get a Moment lens, and screw it on, and then it'll change up the video in whatever manner, like a ultra wide or whatever. But I've never gotten into that. I haven't like checked them out. There's a bit of money in that to purchase. Some of them have clip-on ones, so you can just clip them on, so you don't need the case. But then the Moment ones just screw into a case, so you got to pay money for a case, and you got to buy the lenses or a kit of lenses. You got and that costs money. It does cost a bit. I did a 3-hour live stream playing Castlevania from beginning to end. Yeah, gameplay live streams are very popular and can go for many hours. Like I watch a few, I don't watch a lot of gaming on Twitch and YouTube, but I do watch the occasional Minecraft live stream. And if I get a chance, I do watch some Minecraft videos. My very first channel was a Minecraft video channel. And to this day, I think it only has like less than 30 subscribers. That was my first foray into YouTube, of course. Where are we? Yeah, it's a little bit more sophisticated to a suction card. At the very least, it's a clip. So it clips on, so it's solid. It doesn't move unless you bump it. But then the cases where they screw in, yeah, you're not going to bump it. It's not going to move out of the way. It's going to be lined up perfectly. Yeah, Dean Emmett has those screw-on lenses. I believe he has a video about them. Yeah, I think he's got the Moment lenses, and then there's a case brand that is compatible with the Moment lenses. So I don't know if he has a Moment case or he has another branded case that takes Moment lenses. And there are some other lens brands as well out there, but Moment's the only one I remember. And yeah, I'm starting to. We've gone past. It's actually for me. It's actually Sunday already. It's 10 past midnight. So we're rolling late here. Creative Breakfast is changed. It's changed, morphed for me. It's not even the same day. Thanks for watching that. I've seen them on Amazon. Yeah, you'll see them on Amazon, different places online for sure. Absolutely. Gee, I was talking about finishing up the stream a little while ago. Now I'm still going. We're still answering questions. Yes. Joe, D's just hit 90k. Yeah, was it Adam or someone who was in here earlier and said, was letting us know that D had just hit 90k moments or minutes earlier. So it was sometime during my live stream. Probably around between 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern it was. So congratulations, D, if you're out there. I think I said that before, but I'll say it again. He's probably asleep. He's asleep. He probably doesn't even know he's hit 90,000. Or he was staying up late just to watch it tick over. One of the two. All right. Yeah, I'm really starting to feel it. So I'm going to wrap things up, I think. Thank you very much for joining me on Creative Breakfast. Good to get back in the saddle, as I mentioned earlier. So next week, hopefully we'll be back before Nemen Live. We'll do an hour. It'll be a normal stream, unless something goes amiss with Nick's internet again. So final word for Sweeney. Any word for me? Oh, D posted about it last night. Okay, there you go. I'm probably just behind in my Twitter feed. That's probably it. I know he was up and about at the wee hours this morning, your time. It was just in the middle of the day for me, but I thought, oh gee, D's up late, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, we'll try and be back here next week. That's my plan. It'll be good to see you here. Make sure you share it out. We'll get back into a regular flow with Creative Breakfast. And hopefully we'll see everybody over on some other streams during the week. Nemen Live, whenever that may happen. And whether D is live streaming this week, which he probably will, Sunday night probably, is when he's been streaming of late. So look out for him streaming on his channel. And whatever goes down in the creative world this week, we'll see you there. I'm usually lurking somewhere. Well, as I say, this is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I will catch you later.